Hey everyone, Steven
And Nathan.
here from Level 1 Sword. Nathan is back to share some much-needed water to today's fiery insights. Will we still be friends afterward? Who knows? And with all that nonsense out of the way... Alright, so we're here to talk about the Sonic the Hedgehog trailer. Now, imagine, if you will, a car crash. A car crash that is happening in slow motion. It unfolds before your eyes, plastic panels popping out of joint, airbags deploying, engine fluid spraying everywhere. As a mere witness to the calamity, there is nothing that you, a normal person living life as best as you can do to stop the disaster from happening. Now, add to that scene a dumpster fire in the midst of a tornado that is snatching airplanes out of the sky while an earthquake rips a fissure in the ground with a mountain rising out that is similar to Mount Rushmore in that it has 4 faces. Smiling, beaming troll faces. That is my best description of one key aspect in this trailer.
Wow, Steven, that sounds like a horrific scene.
It certainly does.
Tell us more about that.
All right, well, I do want to get into some of the good stuff for the trailer.
Oh, does that exist?
Yes, fret not.
Let me hear it.
It's actually not all that bad.
Okay.
So, if anyone is having fun with this movie, it's Jim Carrey playing the one and only Dr. Robotic. Sorry, Eggman.
Get it right. It's Eggman now.
Dr.
It's changed.
Eggman. Sure, so none of his jokes were actually funny, but it is Jim Carrey being Jim Carrey, and that fits the kooky character of Eggman, I think.
Yeah, Jim Carrey just likes playing weird people.
He does, and he hasn't even done movies lately.
That's true.
Like, very rarely does he do something.
Yeah, he's just been going crazy lately.
Yeah.
But that's neither here nor there.
Right. I like the idea of the military bringing him in to capture Sonic and find out what he even is. It kind of reminds me of Dr. Robotnik's role in the Archie Adventure Comics series that portrayed him as someone who initially offered aid but betrayed the good guys. And based on what I've seen, he may just be the best thing this film has to offer, which is kind of unfortunate.
Yeah, I would say he's certainly like the highlights of the trailer, because Lord knows it's not the scenes where it shows Sonic.
Yeah, absolutely. I did like the caption that said, "Every hero has a Genesis." That was a nice little homage to the Porsche.
I was like, I see what you did.
The
That's
console he was born on. And there are even a couple of Sonic X references. The cringy scene where Sonic says, "Meow?" I mean, that kind of goes back to episode 1 where Chris, the kid from Sonic X that nobody likes,
Yeah.
offers him cat food, and he even thinks to himself, gotta go fast.
Yep. I almost just want to sing the song right now, but I'm not going to.
Right. And I do have to say, Sonic's voice is not too shabby.
No, it's definitely one of the best, one of the best parts of the whole thing. I think that it's what I expected. It's probably close to what you expected. I don't know. I expected it to be good, and I think it sounds pretty good. So
that is unfortunately it. It's everything I feared it would be. The plot looks overly simple, the characters are bland, the gags have been done to death, the CG is awful with terrible lighting and plenty of spots of bad animation. It's just shaping up to be a typical Hollywood, executive-driven piece of garbage that is the same slop that comes to theaters every year.
Yes, and how many times do we have to get the plot where some weird creature comes from some other world to our world to save it, or, and people like want to find him, and it's like, I don't know, that, like you said, like done to death. Like, it's just like, it feels so tired at this point.
It's the same movie they've done over and over.
Like I said earlier, like, we should have learned from the Smurfs. Like, remember you're not a Smurfs fan, right?
I think this is the same studio, though.
Okay, well, neither of us are Smurfs fans. I haven't even seen the movies, but all I know is, just kind of from secondhand knowledge, like the first few movies, it was like they came to our world and stuff, and like they were pretty terrible from my understanding. And then they finally, a few years back, made one where it's like all in their world, and from what I've heard, it was much better. Like, not perfect, but like, actually what you'd expect from a Smurfs movie, which is what they should have done with this movie. But
you can tell it's bad when the trailer is not even 3 minutes long, but it seems so much longer.
Yeah, and the military conversations, like all of that, it just feels so bland.
We'll have to bring him in. I hope you're not bringing in the one person I think you're suggesting. Yes, of course, him.
Like, we need to know what we're dealing with. Like, oh, come on, guys. Come on.
At exactly 2:04 p.m. No, exactly 14:02 hours.
Yeah.
The entire Pacific West Coast's energy went down.
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah. I mean, that scene looks like it was taken straight out of Transformers.
Yeah, exactly.
We intercepted this signal, and this is what it sounds like. You know, they might as well just cast John Voight again in the same role.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh, an interconnected universe. No, I don't want to give him any ideas. So now we come to the worst aspect of the trailer. Sonic. Or something that looks like Sonic if he were designed by someone who's never actually seen a picture of Sonic produced by Sega, but has had it described to him by an absent-minded elderly person who remembers that game character their grandson or niece used to talk about.
Sonic? I remember Sonic.
He
had human teeth. No, wrong. He didn't.
No, he had hands. Did he have gloves on his hands? Or maybe they were just white.
White hands.
I mean, my goodness, it's so bad.
Yeah. What I love, though, is that this whole time we've been, like, kind of obsessed with his eyes, like what those would look like. And granted, those don't look perfect either by a long shot. But the mouth, is the worst.
Yeah.
Like, it's the teeth.
But there's other things, too. The body and the head dimensions are all wrong.
Yeah.
And I'm not even talking about... You can go onto other people's channels right now and listen to people who aren't necessarily Sonic fans. They're like, I'm looking at him and he scares me, or I'm looking at him and it just doesn't seem right. It doesn't work. The design is just a bad design, whether you're a fan of Sonic's design or not.
Yeah, when I watched that trailer, when he first goes meow, I saw his face, and I was just the teeth and all, and I was like, oh gosh, keep it away from me.
And the fur doesn't even honestly bother me. I've seen some fan-made CG of Sonic with fur. It's doable. It doesn't look it doesn't look terrible here.
Right.
The hands look dumb.
Yeah, well, because there's no gloves. Like, they're just white hands.
Right. So here's the thing. I heard that they gave him human teeth so that as not to give him fangs, but he has claws.
Yeah.
On his fingers.
Yeah. Why doesn't he have fingernails if he's gonna have human teeth?
It's like, if you want to make him kid-friendly, just stick to the original design, which is already kid-friendly anyway.
If it's from a different world, do what you want with it. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
It's this weird, like, in-between.
It doesn't work. Exactly. His ears are too big and his quills are too small on his head. Like, they're too short. They don't go back far enough.
Yeah, that's true.
And they basically took his snout, and we saw this in some of the leaked images for like internal promotional material, the one that's been floating around with Chris Pratt as the cop character. We saw a much more cartoony version of Sonic. He kind of had a little bit of muscle or some meat to him, and maybe even chubby to an extent. But at least in that version, his snout was very distinct from the rest of his head. Now they've just basically made his head or his face really all one shape, and his snout is just colored differently from the rest of his face.
No, for sure. It's like just a flat, like, whole face.
Yeah.
And
it's
exactly.
bad. And the reason why that's so bad, I think, is because it just messes up his character silhouette of Sonic. Like, can you imagine what the silhouette of that model looks like? It's ugh.
Oh, well, we've been familiar with that silhouette for a long time.
But that was
poster.
Probably the best angle that they could get it from. Like, imagine it from the side.
No, and you could see it too when he's getting ready to run, right before he says, gotta go fast. When it shows him from behind, it just looks off. Like, it just looks like a little dude's body with, like, this big mane head thing with, like, spikes. It just looks weird.
Of course, the eyes, they did do the thing with the eyes that everyone thought that they were going to do. They made them two separate things. But like you said, the eyes aren't even, like, the worst part of his face. That would have to be his mouth and how human-shaped it is, how it moves in a human way. I mean, there are some really bad screenshots people have pulled from the trailer. Oh my goodness, when you look at him, it is nightmare fuel.
And he doesn't have a neck, so there's that.
Yeah, there's no neck. He has human teeth, and I'm sorry, he just looks like a genuine cross between a real hedgehog and a human being, whereas that's not what they were getting at when they designed him, and I think that they just don't understand the design philosophy behind the classic or even the modern version of Sonic.
No, it looks like what a bunch of, like you mentioned at the beginning, like a bunch of execs would just come up with. They're like, let's like make him look real, kind of gritty, like I don't know, like what he would look like, and it's like, no, it's like, don't have him be between two worlds. He needs to be committed to one, you know. Otherwise, you're gonna get this weird like amalgamation of like somewhere in between that doesn't look right. I don't know.
He kind of, actually, now that I think about it, he kind of looks like the Sonic Boom design, but like made ultra realistic and dropped the scarf. Honestly, because that design, he has shorter quills, he's taller.
Except in this one, he has oh yeah, he's got the blue arms.
Yeah, and he's got the blue arms too.
Yeah, because traditionally he had the tan ones, right? Yeah.
Right.
That's true. And I feel like the Sonic Boom one's a little more like man body-ish, right?
It's taller than his normal design, yeah. I get so unsettled and disturbed looking at him that I honestly can't look directly at him for too long.
Don't look him in the eyes, Steven.
But
or say his name 3 times.
It really is the Uncanny Valley all over again, except that's only supposed to apply to human beings. I don't know how they made this work with a fictional character which has existed in media for almost 30 years now. That's crazy. How do you do that? How do you take something that only really applies to, it kind of looks human but not, and you turn it into it? Can you imagine Mickey Mouse with this design? This actually, it's kind of like those creepy designs of Mario, like realistic Mario, when he's got like the wrinkles and stuff and like too much detail.
That's what the movie's going to be. That's actually leaked design, you know.
For Mario?
Yeah.
His animation ranges from okay to horrible. The scene where he hunches down right before taking off actually looks well done, despite you're still dealing with the design of him.
Right, and the new official poster where he's running up the building.
Yeah.
That looks pretty good.
And what is he even supposed to be doing here in this part of the trailer? It just looks like he was launched from the truck unwillingly instead of leaping out of it.
I don't know, but to me, actually, it's interesting you bring that sequence up. To me, that was one of the coolest parts of the trailer. I just love the shot of him going into the ball. And
yeah,
going on the ground. That's cool.
His spin dash actually looks decent.
Minus all the lightning around it. I still don't understand the lightning thing, but that's just me, apparently. Everyone I talk to about it, including you, just say it's static electricity or whatever. But why does Eggman like gets the quill and it still like has like electric,
the charge,
coming off of it, and like it zaps him and everything. Like,
do you understand how static electricity works?
Yes, I do.
Like
I'm
balloons
right
can
now,
have
Stephen.
it.
Yeah, but like it stays there. Like I don't know. To me, I don't like the look of all the blue lightning. I think it's too much. Like, he's not a lightning hedgehog. He's just a fast hedgehog. The two aren't inseparable. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
But that's just me.
And if you don't prefer the term spin dash, then it's the supersonic spin attack for you purists. I looked it up in the Sonic 1 manual today.
Oh, in the Sonic 1 manual, it's
right. When he's running and you curl up, it's actually called the supersonic spin attack.
Now, the more you know, right?
There, everyone happy? So, at this point, there's only one more than likely outcome. By now, Paramount must have known from the reaction to the already released poster that people were not happy with his design, and they've had time to fix it, but here we are with a horrible-looking Sonic. This means this is probably the final design.
Well, yeah, I mean, if the trailer's out, I mean, it's pretty much done. My proposition, though, is that Paramount, now that we've seen what he looks like and stuff, Paramount should rename the title of the movie from Sonic the Hedgehog to Sonic the Hedgehog? That's just my idea.
Little question mark at the end there. So, I'm really hoping people don't go see the movie even out of, like, morbid curiosity.
Oh, are we not going to?
I mean, I'm not going to pay for it.
Yeah. Since you mentioned morbid curiosity, I think I might be there, man. Like, I don't know.
Don't pay for it. Find a way
I'll
to
cross
sneak
that bridge
in
when
or
I get to
something
it.
if you need to. And the reason is, I don't think we should support drivel like this. And I'm sorry, but you're a hypocrite if you complain about the movie and go pay to see it anyway. So send a message to Paramount with your wallet. We already know that Sega isn't happy about the way this film is turning out, and we need to stand with them and show them our support by not seeing this trash.
I probably won't. Okay? That's all I can give you right now.
Okay. Scout's honor.
Yeah.
Since you're...
Yeah, I'm
totally a
scout. Yeah, Scout's honor.
Anyway, what do you guys think? Do you think that the trailer was good at all? Did Jim Carrey actually not resonate with you at all and you'd rather him be casted by someone else? Maybe you think his design's actually not half bad?
Sonic's design?
Yeah, Sonic's design. Do you think Sonic's design isn't that half bad? My challenge to you is just try this. Find any still image of Sonic from the trailer and look at him and let me know how long you can last without turning away. I don't think I can do it for more than 10 seconds. Let us know in the comments below.